Okay, so as I shared with you, I could not find another one of the gray tanks at Walmart when I went. They only had the blue tank. So this is going to be my fresh and my gray is going to be my gray. However, this is a half of a gallon bigger. This is 6 gallons and this is 5.5. So I have to make sure when I fill this up that I only put 5 gallons or less in it. I don't fill it all the way up when I go to refill, because I don't want my gray to overflow. I usually don't let my gray tank get more than halfway full anyway before I dump it out, so I should be fine, even if I do have 6 in here. Now, I went ahead and ordered the foot pump. This is not the one I wanted. I will be replacing it. I wanted the other one that has a lever on it. I had this one before. It was on sale for Prime days, and so I went ahead and got it. But I will be replacing it with the nicer one, the lever one, and I'll put that down below so you can see what I'm talking about, just because I feel like that one is easier to pump. There are mixed reviews on that one. Some people say it leaks, some people say it's great, so I don't know. I don't know of anyone that has the other one that I want, so I don't know. I've had this one before, but I do know that when it gets cold, this rubber really gets hard to pump. I did experience that last winter, so... But because I'm not going to be in Virginia or North Carolina or the East Coast this coming winter, maybe I won't have that issue. So hoping that's the case. So I went to Lowe's and I got these little things. I don't know what they're called, but I had to get these things to put around, and I got the 10 foot of tubing. This tube is and this has a arrow on it. This is the out. This is where you want your water to come out of. So this tube I've run through here, and I have attached it to this handle of the faucet. And the reason I use this handle is because I'll show you. I'll go around the other side and show you. So here's the reason I use that one. This one, apparently, this has already been replaced one time. I think this is the original, which is on this handle. You know, you have the 2 handles, hot and cold. Because I'm not going to have hot and cold, I'm only going to have one temperature. This had been already replaced at one point in time. You can see it has these connectors, and it was the perfect solution for me connecting to the existing water system. So I figured, why rewrite the book when there's a space already. It also allowed me to have a little extra tubing because I'm still using this existing tubing, so it's perfect. So I'm going to go ahead and use that. So in using that, that means that I had a lot more tubing left over for the fresh tank, because this one, this arrow shows the coming in. This is what's going to be sucked in. So this tube goes into the freshwater tank. That's what's sucked in when you step on the pump. This is where it goes out of. So I want it to come out of the faucet. I want it to come into the fresh, go in here, and come out the faucet. So this tube is now going to get cut. I'm going to stick it down into the freshwater tank, get it as close to the bottom as possible, then pull it out and cut it where I think it's going to reside. Now, I was going to, if you can see these 2 dots, I was going to cut holes here, and I was going to set this pump here in the holes, but I don't think I'm going to do that. There is some ducting and stuff under here, but I reinforced this bottom piece of wood because I knew this would be holding water, which is heavy, you know, about 7 pounds a gallon. So I wanted to reinforce this because it wasn't very shored up. It wasn't very strong. And when I took it out, I saw that there was space. I could have made holes here. However, I'm just not so sure I want to do that. So what I think I'm going to do is when I'm not using the pump, I'm just going to stick it inside the cabinet out of the way. And when I am parked somewhere, you know, camping, I'll just leave it out until I decide I want to make those holes. Because once you make those holes, there's no going back. And I just want to make sure I really want to have holes there. You know, I want to make sure that's the spot it's going to work for the foot pump to be. I am right-handed and right-footed, so I did move it, you know, kind of in the middle here. The sink is right here, so I figured if I'm standing here, having the foot pump right here off to my right foot would make the most sense. For a while, maybe give it a month or 2, then I'll decide if I want to go ahead and make those holes. So let me go ahead and get this cut this tube, cut to the length that I need it to go to the closest to the bottom as possible to the freshwater tank. I want to leave about an inch space between it and the bottom. I don't want that hole to sit flat on the bottom because then it might not suck properly. I want to leave about an inch. Then I'll know, you know, that's when I'm low on water, when it stops sucking. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. I'm going to put water in this, and we're going to take the painter's tape off of the faucet because I thought I was going to do another coat of black on this, and I'm not sure if I am or not. I'm at least going to take the painter's tape off of the nozzle here, and then we're going to see if we've got water flowing. Okay guys, it took a lot of priming, and it's still not coming out as smoothly as I would like, but it is coming out. My hose, I think, is curled, you know, still folded, you know, not folded, but curled up from it being rolled up when I bought it. So I think that's part of the problem. So it's taking me a minute to get it primed. Okay guys, looks like it's working. The BF attached zip tied a piece of plastic to the bottom of the tube. It was still curling up, and I'm gonna need a new end because this is somehow clogged. The water was just spewing out. Looks like it only has like 3 little holes there. I guess that's to help you you know, conserve water. But as you can see, it's coming out. Sorry, I'm pumping, that's why the camera's moving. But yeah, so looks like it's working. And I don't know if you see my gray tank, but here's my gray tank. I just I took the trap off of this, cut this to about right there, and then added this blue on for the gray. Made a hole. I made a hole in the gray tank right here for that to go in, so you can hear it drizzling into the gray tank. Making sure there's no drips because I was really concerned about this, and I'll be mindful of that as well. Water's not something you want to play around with, you know, because it can bring mold and mildew and stuff. Looks like my foot pump is dry, no water's leaking out of that. So I am pleased. I have water now, which means I can wash up and wash dishes and all that stuff. I will give this sink a good cleaning before getting on the road. Looks like the caulk or whatever was previously used is really gross right around here. I don't really want to scrape it up, but I might just replace this whole entire, what do you call it, drain at some point. But it's good enough once I clean it to wash dishes and wash up. And I do have my Berkey water bottle, so any water that I fill in my Berkey water bottle will pull out any contaminants. So, and I also have a 3-gallon water bottle here that I refill at water stations, so that should be fine for drinking. So I've got running water. That's a good thing. Be good to yourself, be kind to others, and whatever you're doing, I hope you're enjoying it.